The number one objective of this community is to support West Indies cricket. The vast majority of the postings in the live chat and the comment section reflects that. They are highly intelligent, inspiring, and motivating. On occasions, however, there are comments that we have seen and we are beginning to see more and more of them. It appears that the posters of these comments are highly influenced by J. and his nephew. They are probably on Mount K or sitting in the host of Angostura, or maybe floating in some El Dorado along the bank of the Demerara. Hello everyone, good evening, and welcome to the show where I pick my West Indies playing 11 for their match against Afghanistan on Monday in St. Lucia. In picking my 11 for that match, there are a large number of things that I considered. This group of players, and yes, I said this group of players because it involves some players that are not in the present 15-man squad. But this group of players have won 70-20 international matches on the trot, breaking the record of 6 consecutive matches that was set between October 2012 and March 2013. In winning those 7 matches on the trot, we have beaten Australia, we have beaten South Africa and New Zealand along the way. It is becoming increasingly likely that for us to win the World Cup, we will have to go unbeaten for the rest of the World Cup. That in itself would be another record, for no team has ever won the World Cup without losing a match. Now, the first thing that I considered when picking this team is how many matches have we played since the start of the World Cup? And when we play against Afghanistan on Monday in St. Lucia, it will be the 4th match in 16 days. Therefore, if I am going to leave out anyone out of the playing 11 against the team that played against New Zealand and Trinidad, it would not be for rotation purpose. For playing one match an average every 4 days does not require any rotation. The second thing that I look at when I decided to pick the team is that the square that we will be playing on Monday will be the same square that we will be playing against either England or Scotland in the first Super 8 match on Wednesday. Therefore, the team that I'm going to play Wednesday is the same team that I want to play in the match on Monday. So at least they will get a run out on the surface. So once again, the team that I've decided to pick, there'll be no rotation. If I'm leaving out someone, I'm leaving out that person because I'm not going to play that person either on Wednesday. It is no rotation. The next thing I considered when I decided to pick my playing 11 for Monday is that if I'm going to leave someone out of the playing 11 from Wednesday, what is the role that person or those persons were playing in the team? And if the person that I want to replace them with, are they capable of playing that role? And then I looked and said, what are the adjustments that I need to make if I'm going to replace X player with another player? For maybe if I'm replacing someone, I need now to make an adjustment to the batting order. And would making adjustment to the batting order, I have to ask myself, when is it time to change a winning team? When is it that although the team is winning and some players are not performing to the standard that you would expect, when is it time to change them? And if you change these players, how much will it disrupt the chemistry of the playing 11 that have won all 3 matches in the tournament thus far? I considered all of that. What adjustment would I have to make to the batting unit? And as I said, the square that will be used on Monday, it will be the same square for West Indies' first Super 8 matches. So after considering all of those things, and I look at what the team have done thus far, I have decided to stick to the same playing 11 that have played all 3 matches. This is my view. This is my opinion. You may not agree with it, but I am sticking with a winning team. I have no reason, I cannot see any reason to change this team. And so I'm going again with King and Charles and Pooran and Chares, Powell and Rutherford, Russell, Shepherd, Hosein, and Joseph. The 2 persons that gave me great consideration before I named this final 11 were Charles and Shepherd. But in the end, all things being considered, I have decided to continue with both of them. And so my 11 for the match against Afghanistan, which in the grand scheme of things doesn't matter as much. It doesn't matter as much, and maybe it's the match that we need to lose, because winning or losing that match will not affect our progress in the tournament in no way or form. While emotionally, I cannot want the West Indies to lose, maybe mentally, knowing that no team has ever won the World Cup that never lost a match, maybe mentally, I want them to lose this match. Emotionally, though, I cannot bring myself to that, for it doesn't matter how much I conjure up a situation. Once the match starts, that aspect, that rational thinking is thrown out the window, and I become emotionally attached. I've said it on many occasions, I do not support players, individual players in the West Indies team. I support the West Indies team as a collective unit. I have no favorite players, no favorite player in that team. They are one team. You would have heard many times that there are no high in team. Thank you all for being here. Let me come to your comments now and see who you have in your playing 11. And please remember to support the channel. It is very important that you support the channel. Merrick, it has been a long while, Merrick. I saw you on Instagram, but it's a long while I haven't seen you here. Good evening and welcome to the show. Shirley Samuels, good evening and welcome to the show. Juna Benjamin, how are you? Good man. Good to see you. Kalonji, you realize that when you spoke of Rosalie, I didn't quite pick it up that you were speaking about Rosalie from Green Days by the River. So my bad, Kalonji. My bad. Well done. Well done. I remember her too, Kalonji. Can't wait for that match in St. Lucia, my hometown. Will you be going, Kalonji? And Z Goham is saying, Cricket Forum, I would go with the same team, but Chase at 3 and Pooran at 4. I want to say something about this briefly, the idea of Pooran batting at 4. In 2023, Pooran was batting at 4. And what used to happen is that the opposition used to bowl spinners quickly to our top 3. And the decision was taken by the West Indies team management. I remembered it quite clearly, that batting Pooran at 3 will negate that threat of the spinners being bowling to our first 3 batsmen and tend to slow down the run rate. And putting Pooran at 3 as a left-hander also, and probably the best player of spins in the team, would have negated that spin threat early and does not allow the run rate to fall. I can remember clearly that that tactical decision was made. Now, was it the right decision or has it paid off? Then those are questions that we can answer. But if you're going to not bat Pooran at 3, I'm saying this to tell you the reason why he was asked to bat at 3. So if after giving you the reason, if you still think that he should remain, he should drop down to number 4, then we respect your views and your position. Mr. Casanova is saying, I really want Hope in the team, but who comes out for him? That's okay. Good afternoon, Carlton Brown. Good afternoon, Donald Popper. Good to see you here. Angie's best. Why West Indies did not play a match in St. Vincent and the Grenadines? Now, Angie's best, everyone would want the West Indies to play in their territory. And you have Trinidad, you have St. Lucia, you have Barbados, you have St. Vincent and the Grenadines, you have Guyana. And it is 4 matches in the first round. They are going to play a match, and you have Antigua also. So it was not going to be possible for them to play matches in all of the territory. And mark you, for a long while, the facility in St. Vincent and the Grenadines was not up to international standard. And so it has just recently been refurbished and matches are now being played there. And there are a tour coming up, 2 tours coming up later this year, Bangladesh and England, and matches are scheduled for St. Vincent. So you will get some matches down in St. Vincent. We can't just criticize Johnson Charles to be fair. He top scored in 1 match. He has experience that we need. Kalonji, I hope you know. I was going to answer that question another way, but let me answer it this way, Kalonji. No one in the West Indies team is above criticism. Those criticism, however, need to be rational. They just don't need to be, as I said, if you are floating in El Dorado down the bank of the Demerara. They need to be rational and they need to make sense. But no one in the team is above criticism. You know, I hope you understand what I'm saying, Kalonji. So I don't think you should take the position that Charles should not be criticized. Because clearly, one could look back at his dismissal against New Zealand and Trinidad and criticize that. On the other hand, one could praise him for top scoring in Guyana. So I hope you get my point, Kalonji. I do hope you get my point. Mr. Casanova is saying that Pooran and Powell needs to step up, perform, and be counted if we are going to win. That's a good point, Mr. Casanova. Bad players have no chemistry. They are the disruption. I do not know how to interpret what you are saying, Brian Moe. I hope that you are not on Mount Gay and I are sitting in the house of Angostura or being influenced by Jerry and his nephew. I hope so, but I do not know. I'm just bantering you here, Brian Moe. I do not know how to interpret what you have just said. Sammy St. Ellen is saying, I haven't seen any performance to force a change yet. Charles that everyone is calling for is familiar with home condition. I will not change the team one bit. Let Charles go on and exercise aggression. And Sam said, Ellen, that's your point. All right, we take your point. But at the same way, another person who does not think that Charles should keep his place in the 11, then that opinion must also be respected. Your opinion is that Charles should be in the 11. I respect that, and persons respect that. But if someone has a different opinion, it should also be respected. He did. Alzarri Joseph did give us a masterclass performance. Maybe we rest a couple of players against Afghanistan, but as I made the point earlier, Mr. Castanova, we will be playing on that same square 48 hours later. Why don't give the players who you expect to play in that Super 8 match against either England or Scotland the opportunity to familiarize themselves with the surface? So the team that I expect to play Wednesday is a team that I'm playing on Monday. And therefore, as it stands, in my opinion right now, this playing 11 will be the same playing 11 that I will choose for Wednesday also, barring unforeseen circumstance. Jamor Sumals, good evening. Welcome to the show. Fidel Da Silva, good night. I hope you are okay. Hoping for a comfortable win next week. Well, we hope for 3 comfortable wins next week. We want to win comfortable Wednesday. We want to win comfortable on Friday and again on Sunday. So we really need to win. We are going to play 1 match in St. Lucia, 1 in Barbados, and 1 at the Sir Vivian Richards Oval. And we always, and I hope we will win. George Brown, good evening. Thank you for tuning in. Juna Brown, Benjamin, the legend. Good host. I admire your intro host before the show. Top class. Thank you very much, Juna Benjamin. I really appreciate you being here. Dexter Clemens, long time I haven't seen. Night. Can we not have Hope opening and Chase as a floating batter? Chase will only come in or when Hope is out. Well, you're free to express your opinion. I do not see it that way, but then again, what do I really know? Maybe what you are saying is the thing that we should do. Maybe. But I just think that what we are doing right now, and it has been successful. Why change it? I think they said one scientist said if you keep on doing the same thing all the time and getting the same result or something like that, you are a madman. But in this case, I think we are sensible to keep on doing the same thing. Tim, how are you? Good evening. You are dictating too much, please. Tim, that Kalandri saying, I live in the USA. I went to see South Africa versus the Netherlands. It was the first cricket match I have seen apart from our regional tournament. I have gotten the chance to see the Trinidad last year. But Tim, if you do not appreciate the dictation, you don't have to stay here. It's as simple as that. Jamor Small is saying that whoever the playing 11 is, we have to back them. That is true, Jamor Small. And Kim, this person, what's his name? Tim Dartman, come here and want to tell me what to say. He want to tell me what I should think. He want me to voice his opinions and not mine. And the funny thing about it is that the financial backers of this channel are not telling me what to say. The financial backers are allowing me to give my opinion. And here's someone who's trying to tell me what to say. Come on, Tim. It can't be like that. I have to be allowed to express my opinion, and only my opinion, and I can only do it my way. I cannot do it your way, Tim. No way at all can I do it your way. I have to do it my way, Tim. I'm glad you are here, but you have to understand, I have to be me. I can only be Carlton Brown and no one else. You understand, Kim? Thank you, sir. Do you think North Sound will have a packed crowd for the West Indies game? It will. My understanding is those tickets are being sold out. Darius Ned, how are you? Good evening, gentlemen. My playing 11 is King O. Pooran Etmire, Rutherford, Powell, Russell, Joseph, Hosein, Motie, and Shepherd. So you're leaving out Charles. I see you have Etmire in there. You're leaving out Chase also. So that's your play in 11. Thank you for submitting your play in 11. Mr. Brown, evening. I am late. I'm a St. Lucian and Johnson Charles. I will be hard on after the New Zealand game. Pooran himself, that dumb brand of cricket he played last game needs calling out. Okay, thank you, Lou Prudent, for expressing your views. And I cannot read that comment. I cannot read that comment. That person, Senior Blade, I think that is being influenced by Jerry and Never. Fidel Da Silva is saying, I agree, Dexter. From the first ball he was swinging, not properly assessing the condition, it was inevitable he would be out. And so a number of persons appears not to appreciate the approach of Pooran. Now, that is how the team wants him to play. And you have a right not to appreciate the approach. And I hope that the management and Pooran is mature enough to, if this approach is not working, if it is not working, then they tempered it. But for the time being, this is the way they wanted him to play. It has been a pleasure being here, and I've given you my playing 11, and I look forward to do the pre-match analysis after the press conference tomorrow. Ravmon, Powell, or someone else from the West Indies team will be having a press conference tomorrow. After that press conference, I'll come here, I'll play the press conference in clips and pieces, and we will analyze the press conference tomorrow. Until then, have a wonderful evening. Take care of yourself. Take care of your loved ones. Bye for now.